you to know these famous people. This is what they were saying. How do you know those famous guys? They think I'm just a bookseller, which is a bookseller. So we had a meeting. Hamza had his crew. Zayd was speaking on his behalf. And Hamza was saying that the brothers are scaring him. The Negroes in Oakland are looking at him and they're scaring him. And I told him to stop scaring Hamza. Just like what I told him. I said, stop having them niggas, he can do anything he wants. They was mad. I said, no, we don't go around bothering people. If he want to teach this madhab, if he want to be Sufi, if he want to float in on, that's his business. He can float in on any carpet he want. And when we did the 911, pre-911, 2 days before 9901, he gave his statement, and then the FBI, when they questioned, they scared the poor guy to death. He took back everything. Why? Because he did like Al-Moody. Remember that time Al-Moody got on the stage? Who likes Hezbollah? We like Hezbollah. He went up because they know we're going to come up there and what we're going to say. And they wind up in the penitentiary. They can't say what we're going to say. Well, they can say it, but they're going to ask him, what the hell are you talking about? I got him caught up in it. Here's what's happening. None of this stuff is accidental. It just so happens that this is our subject. History is our subject. Islamic movement is our subject. We've listened to all the big boys. We've read the ones that we don't know face to face. We've read them. We discussed them. Or we talked to their second in command. What does the big sheikh think about this? What does the big sheikh think about that? Right? And we ourselves, from our own background, when we come to Islam, we bring a whole history behind us that actually have us ahead of these guys. Why? Because we have been in the fight all the time. Okay, if they put Hamza on the circuit, if they put Abdul-Malik on the circuit, if they put Zayd on the circuit, they look nice. They give them the prompter, they give them the talk, they give them the whole show. They give them the band and the takbir behind them, they give them all that. Okay, if they face anything in life, like what they're talking about, they crumble. Abdul-Malik crumbled a little stuff for a girl. You can't do that in the game. You can't do it, not in the game. He was playing like a gangster and got broken-hearted. The broken-hearted gangster. Broken-hearted Amir. And Mukhtar, the henpecked Amir. Mukhtar. Khadijah doing all the talking. Imagine what's going on in his mind to let that go on. And everybody see it. What kind of nigga is you? A henpecked nigga letting a girl that got pregnant at 13 and her mama died of an overdose, right? Or whatever she died of. I wasn't there. Her daddy, I helped him all the time. Everybody treated him like the town drunk. You know what? He technically was. But I don't treat people like, no. What can we do for you? We got a little work you can help around, you know. I mean, a drunk, like, you know, a wino, a real live wino. And then they're gonna come because the white man told them. And they're going to try to get control or manage or shape or herd the movement by their behavior. It's insanity. They was crazy. I didn't tell them they was crazy. I told everybody just relax. Let them do whatever they want to do. Why? We have studied our own people for decades. We've been with our people for decades. We've been with our people, the ones that lived, the ones that got killed, the ones that were wounded, the ones who were in the hospital, all the brothers. We come up together. We watched all the movements. We mention all the time. We mention Yahweh ben Yahweh. In the late 80s, they filled it up with snitches, and the brothers knew they were snitches, and the police knew and they killed them, and they gave them all them cases. So why would we be stupid enough to argue and fight with crackpots that have no validity for nothing they say? They don't have any validity. Are we mad? No. Were we mad then? Absolutely not. Because everything that happened at that time had to happen because we believe in the Qadr of Allah. And the Qadr was beginning to shape and forming like this, like the movement has no picture of success and survival. In America, there is no picture of success and survival in the United States. Unless they're a hand-picked nigga to get a ranch up in the hills somewhere. Like Louis the Lip, all them people. Right? Or they're gonna have, can you imagine who was some of the leaders? The National Negro. You can tell the government controls it all. Remember when we went over to the press building that time? With yourself, Abdul-Haq, and myself. Hadari and them was over there. What's our brothers that became Shias? Salahuddin them was there. The whole crew was over there. Zayd Shaka and them was there. And they know better than to bow down to the National Negro. Right? One person that don't know SHIT about the Islamic world and how it works is the National Negro. He don't know nothing. They tried to prop him up, but he don't understand it. It's outside. He can charm people with some of the Bible and stuff like that. The Negroes that don't know nothing. But when he's talking at these big conferences, he don't know what to say. He don't know who he don't know. All he knows is he looked in the mirror, he saw himself. And that's what he going. And then when he come back from the conference in 1987, 88 in Iraq, now I'll show you how our friends are, our country too. They knew he went to Saddam Hussein organized an Islamic conference for Islamic credentials. And they invited all their phony Muslims, Saudi Muslims. And they invited the National Negro. The National Negro is on tape, I may be able to find it. The National Negro said, when I was coming back, I was beamed up to the mothership. I don't know if y'all ever heard that. And on the mothership was, of course, the Lamb and God. He was beamed up. This is in 87, not 1927, when they could talk that to get away with it. This nigga was beamed up in 87. And all the revolutionaries, like the communists and got Star Trek, you got beamed up, and then he stuttered trying to explain it. And the more he stuttered, the more he lies, and he lost all credibility. But he was beamed up on the mothership. This was a special blessing, and he was there with the lamb. The lamb had been dead a while, about
43
12.
years.
No, he had been dead 12 years, a lamb. But God had disappeared a long time before that. In person, a man. I don't want to change the subject, but we was in South Africa. And it was in Johannesburg. I was given a white that's to talk before Juma, because they're going to give the strict, and they're going home. But a lot of them have good, comprehensive, relative talk before the Juma. So I was giving that talk. And then in walked Brother Larry Akbar Muhammad. He's in Chicago now. Used to be Larry Sevenex, I think, up there in New York with Lewis. So anyway, right after the talk, he said that you shouldn't tell them about the Jews or drug dealer and all that, because they'll have that picture. I said, no. I said, just like Malcolm and all of that, that's a selling point. We was this before. It's before and after. It's the beauty of Islam. Islam freshens us up, cleans us up. That no matter where you are, you always got a shot, you always got a chance. Anyway, after that, either that day or the next day, we was at a big carpet place, and we had dinner, lunch, and then he came in. So everybody was watching and listening. So I wanted to let them know, because he was the National Negro was trying to have an effect in South Africa. And he had his other guy going all around Africa. You know, and they got a few little spot in Ghana, they, you know, stuff like that. So, we was just talking, I said, hey, what's the status now of Farad Muhammad? He said, well, Farad is like Jibril, it's like an angel. He said he's like an angel. He said, yeah, he brought the message to the land. I said, that's great. I said, is he still like Jesus and Imam Mahdi? You know, on the back of the paper, Mahdi. I said, yes. I said, he's still God in person? He said, yes. I said, shoot, y'all got the Christians beat. I said, they got Trinitarianism, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Y'all got quadrilism. I didn't know if it was a word, but it sounded like one. I said, y'all got folk. He got bad, he's burned out. I said, no. I said, didn't you say he was God in person? And then, now the other Muslims was looking. I said, Farad Muhammad, isn't he God in person, the Pakistani guy? Well, he was in New Zealand, his mom was in New Zealand. He was God in person. Well, see, didn't you come through that? I said, yes. Done me a lot of good in those days. But I didn't know nothing. I was in the dark. Hey man, it was wonderful. I said, but that's like holding a candle. Like, I said, what would I look like standing outside now at high noon with a candle, holding a candle? And the nur of Allah is shining, the sun is out there. I said, that's what that, anyway, I'll get back to the subject. Dear believers, as we prepare for California, we're making our proclamation. We talk a proclamation. If you look at Imam Hassan al-Banna and all of them, they have a proclamation. You have to proclaim. A proclamation the same as a declaration. So what are we going to do? We're preparing to go back to California within the next few days, whenever we get ready. And this stuff about write our own future, that's what we're doing. We got certain things, certain goals we're going to do in California with Allah's help. We're going to open our masjid. No, first we'll close it down for a couple of weeks, whatever. Then we'll open it up. Okay. We're going to deal with our property, our personal property. We're going to deal with the legal. It don't make no difference what they do. The legal mumbo jumbo. I've been going to the court since April. I was exonerated on April the 19th, 2018. I haven't been able to get a transcript from the court from then to now. I haven't got, and I've asked for my discovery. The discovery is especially of those arrests on November 13th and November 17th. Because they got body cameras, the guy popped a tape right in front of my face. I said, "Are you recording all this?" He said, "Yeah." So they got the body cameras. So I want the discovery to show the body camera that shows a guy with a rifle in front of our masjid. That's going to go for $1 million. Now imagine the Negroes right there besides the white man, because remember, all the stuff say they're right there. They didn't call the white man to the masjid and told him, the transcript say that I have, says, I might have showed it to y'all, that he had come from D.C. with 2 shotguns. They're shooting black people down in the street for holding anything black.
For holding nothing.
Nothing. And he's telling them, and I go to Iran and everywhere else, Lebanon and Hezbollah and all of that, that means the police could shoot me and no questions asked. And the deed to the property is in my name, Masjid al-Islam. The organization that's formed, all the paperwork is in my name. They don't have nothing. A few forged documents. But the police couldn't come. If somebody comes from next door and say, we own this property, we want man out, they'd have to say, well, show us what you got. Then here say, show us what you got. Right? They couldn't just come and arrest me. Especially with the deed. They said, well, they'd have to tell him that you have to take this to civil court. Plus, why are you coming with guns and 12 cars one time, 10 cars the next time? Why are you here with SWAT teams and all of that? For a trespassing case.
One person.
Yeah, trespassing. Less than a traffic ticket. And that's what the jury wanted to know. Why are we here for a week choosing a jury? And that white man from UC Berkeley, in fact, all the people with them big educations, the white man said, of course I'd already showed him some pictures and told him this is not about no doggone trespassing. Showed him pictures of the rock bus, showed him pictures, this is the jury before they get to choose. This is about oppression. It's about da 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 da. Okay. When they're questioning the jury, all the guys with a lot of sense, like, okay, who are you? I'm a university professor, and can you give an honest verdict if you hear the evidence? He said, first thing I would want to know is why are we here? We gotta go. The other man, who are you? Professor at University of California. You gotta go. Who are you? I'm University of San Francisco. You gotta go. It didn't do no good. Because everybody said, they're seeing, see, they're setting themselves up because everybody's seeing who they cutting out and who they keeping. The jury is seeing that. Man, this is serious here. Anyway, where are we? How did we get here? What credentials do we have? Do we just pop out of the sky and make up stuff? No, we've studied Islam more than anybody in the United States of America. We've had more contact with people of knowledge, as they say, than anybody in the United States of America. On a working relationship basis, on a listening basis, on a being taught by them. That's why you think Dr. Khalil Siddiqui, let's go back to that. This is in 96, this is 20-something years ago, right? 2 years ago, something like that. 96, Dr. Khalil Siddiqui said this guy here, everything from the slave ship to the jumbo jet, they got to cover. That's what he said. He said, I don't know where it's at, I don't remember him saying it, but I know he said something good. Imam Musa is the epitome of everything that's good. I said, no. If he's our leader, what is he doing? He's designating, you can see it. He's designating me. He knows he's getting ready to leave. So, that's just like designating Belial. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, I heard footsteps in paradise, and I looked up and it was Belial. But the other people didn't feel like that. Umar did. He said, you go out there and tell Khalid and Walid, tie his turban around us, and handcuff him and bring him back. And Belial did. Yeah, this boy is talking out there, talking about how bad he is. Yeah, I'm Belial. Okay, but somebody don't like that, right? Let's not talk about the top leadership in the Islamic Republic of Iran. Why is everybody acting so stupid? I don't ever tell you how stupid the brother's been acting lately. But let's see. Have we been accurate about them, or have they been accurate about themselves? That's all we got to do. Have they been accurate? Have the foreign ministry been accurate? Or is signal diplomacy got them a foot in their behind? Signal diplomacy with Clinton. Next thing, George called them triangle, or not triangle. Axis of evil. Axis of evil. After they done kissed all that behind, of course, I told them, I said, look, this is how you deal with homeboy. You don't kiss his behind. You say, well, what you want to do? How we going to work this out? You got to come straight across. You've earned the right. You he's got to talk to you. That's one of the things they don't like about what's going on now. They're trying to get around everything but talking to me personally. They're pushing me to get a lawyer so they can talk to the lawyer. They don't have to talk to me. That's their biggest thing. And all of them get a lawyer. And all other lawyers get a lawyer. As if, and they think that I have a hard time finding a lawyer. And I've been to court about 300 or 400 times in my life. And the easiest thing to find is a lawyer. There's a reason, there's a very good reason that Allah saw fit for us to survive all of this fitna during our time. Because everything up to today, up to tonight, everything in our life is a learning experience to prepare us for the great job that's coming. It's a learning experience, it's on-the-job training, but we are remembering. We're not forgetting any of the lessons that we've learned because we're using it to project into the future. We talked about it before, anticipation, if y'all remember. Okay, I have to anticipate, I'm getting ready to go to California, so I anticipate, well, just for, like playing chess, so what are they going to do there? Just for the heck of it. Does it make a difference? Absolutely not, because we already got our goals. And they can't stop us because we're not just accepting punches or counter-punching. We have our own specific, clear goals, things that we want to do. They can't stop you from doing that. They can slow you down and try to divert you, but they can't stop nobody. That's the period we are. They cannot stop nobody. That's all there is to it. And that's part of the thing that we have to deal with all of these things, is to show people. That's the whole thing, to show people you don't have to sit in the back seat, you don't have to absorb and take all of this. We have to, they know they're following crackpot people. All the news today is about, we don't want 2 degrees in the next 10 years, we want to keep it down to 1.5 degrees in here. They're a bunch of damn fools. If that's real, you stop the show, you say, hold it, everybody, the world we living in. These dummies, everything that we get physically comes out of the earth. And these dummies ain't got no programs to hold it. The earth is messed up. Then we finished. That's how dumb they are. They so dumb. Now, the only thing that makes me uncomfortable is I have to watch that. And I don't like it. But I said, well, I have to do my part is this. And we hope for our children. I don't think they're going at 70-something years old. Maybe the earth will last a few more years, even going with them messing up. So it's for the future of humanity. But in the whole picture of the earth, they said earth has been here 4.5 billion years and it's going to be here another 4.5 billion years. They said the sun will last that long before it burns out. So no matter what happened, the sun got to burn out. You can't just have burn, right? What's going to happen when that boy burn out? It's going to freeze this boy. Maybe it'll take a few billion years, a couple of billion years. But it's going to get colder, and pretty soon they're going to have a block of ice here. They've had ice ages just 10,000, 20,000 years ago. Stuff like that. The big woolly mammoth, the mastodon, them big old animals, all of them. dinosaurs. These people don't know that a billion years from now, you don't know what this thing is going to do. Nor do you know anything about which time is this, which go-around is this. Remember, Allah has been here all along. And He created the earth. He said, the Quran says it was one solid mass, and Allah clove it asunder. The expanding universe, the Big Bang Theory. That's what the Quran says. The earth was one solid mass. Maybe that's all the people need to know. But at the same time, the expanding universe will expand. How long? Will it contract into a black hole again? And forever is a long time, backwards and forwards. How many doggone times is this the millionth time this earth did? Right? Don't nobody know. If this is the first go-round, or the millionth, or the zillionth go-round. So this little dumb man right here on this earth, Proxima Centauri is 4 light years away. 4 light years away. That's 186 miles per second.
186,000.
Yeah, 186,000 miles per second times 60 minutes. No, times 60 seconds, times 60 minutes, times 24 hours for 1 day, times 365 and 1/4 for 1 light year. That's the closest thing. What are they talking about?
We don't even have any numbers that can describe that.
It's just, the point I'm making is, unless we're linked to Allah, we're just insignificant, man. We're just insignificant. You know, when I mean, we're big time now, we're walking around. But for 100 years, out of 4.5 billion in the back and another 4.5, this is an estimate, going that way. The earth not going to allow no crackpot human beings to mess it up. It'll drown everybody on it. The earth is a living organism. And it's telling them now, this is the signs, the Quran talk about signs. I didn't mean to get on this, but it's always talking about, didn't they see the signs? Well, this hurricane done slowed down from 4 miles an hour to 3 miles an hour. That means that boy is sitting over you, just water on you, and then the water gets swooped back up and come and then got him at you. They don't see nothing. Yes.
They say the hurricane coming up here, Michael,
Right.
gonna make Florence look like a wind tunnel. I mean, it's getting ready to, that's what they say.
That's what I've been hearing on that they're going to hit the panel.
One after another. I mean, one hurricane after another. I don't remember that growing up. Not one hurricane after another.
Well, this may not be